we needed a little spark plug to change things. I didn't think that was going to be this kid. I didn't think it was going to be this kid. When you walked in the first time here in this practice facility, you know, he looked like he's a big boy, but I'm like, I'm not sure this is going to work.
Why?
Look at that! Look at that game.
No, he's great, but I've seen that before.
Listen, I was a hell of a player. I don't think I ever averaged 44 points in a 6-game span.
Luka Dončić has captivated the NBA world since the moment he stepped onto the court. His rare blend of skill, poise, and basketball IQ has elevated him to elite status. And he's still under 25. Despite his youth, Luka has been a pro for nearly a decade, having grown up competing against seasoned veterans overseas. Throughout his journey, he's drawn both admiration and criticism, but what truly underscores his greatness is the respect he's earned from NBA legends. Praise from Hall of Famers isn't handed out casually. It's reserved for those who demonstrate something truly special. Luka is clearly in that conversation. In a candid moment with TMZ Sports, 6-time NBA champion Scottie Pippen was asked to compare Luka Dončić to his legendary former teammate Michael Jordan. Pippen, never one to shy away from a direct take, chuckled and responded, "Does Luka have 6 titles?" It was a lighthearted but pointed reminder that while Luka's talent is undeniable, the path to GOAT-level greatness is paved with championships. Meanwhile, Mavericks owner Mark Cuban has never been shy about how important Luka is to the franchise or how close the team came to not getting him. On the podcast All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Cuban shared the behind-the-scenes story of the 2018 draft night trade that brought Luka to Dallas. "We tried. There were about 15 minutes left before our pick, and I called Atlanta's owner," Cuban recalled. "I told him, you're not picking Luka and you already know the guy you want, so let's make this deal happen." The Mavericks pulled the trigger and the rest is history. Cuban also opened up about the moment he realized just how special Luka really was. When a kid is 13 and goes to Europe to play against grown men, of course you worry a little. You question it. It's just Europe, right? But then the scouts kept coming back like, no, this kid is different. And they were right. There's a 16-year-old kid out there playing against NBA-level talent, and he's fearless. That's what Mark Cuban remembers hearing from his scouts. It was the turning point when the Mavericks began to view Luka not just as a good European prospect, but the superstar of the draft class. Cuban explained how both the scouting department and analytics team were fully aligned, rare for a franchise. "Our scouts really liked him, but our analytics guys, they loved him. They told us this is the only superstar in the draft. They weren't wrong. Even players like Robert Horry, a 7-time NBA champion known for his clutch moments and high basketball IQ, have taken notice." On the Byron Scott podcast, Horry broke it down. "When you looked at Larry Bird, people used to say, he's slow, I could guard him. Now you watch Luka and think the same thing. He's so freaking slow. How does he keep scoring? But when you're crafty and you know the game, that's all you need." That level of control and tempo manipulation has long separated the good from the great, and Luka, he's mastered it. Even in moments of controversy, Luka has let his play do the talking. Before the pivotal Game 7 against the Suns in the 2022 NBA playoffs, he made headlines for doing a pregame interview with Inside the NBA, just 13 minutes before tip-off. The reaction? Immediate and harsh from Hall of Famers Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. "There's no way I would have done an interview before Game 7. Barkley said on air, "I don't care if it's my mother or father. I'm locked in." Shaq agreed. "Yeah, no way. What if they lose and Luka says he wasn't focused because he was talking to us?" But Luka silenced all the noise. That same night, he dropped a game-high 35 points and led the Mavericks to a dominant victory over Phoenix. Despite their pregame concerns, both Shaq and Chuck have long been fans of Luka's game. Barkley, in particular, has consistently praised Luka as a special talent and a tough kid, which only amplified his disappointment about the timing of the interview. In Barkley's eyes, Luka isn't just good. He's important enough to hold to the highest standard. "I don't think there's a ceiling for him." That's how Charles Barkley sums up Luka Dončić. High praise, sure, but Barkley doesn't hold back when it comes to honesty, either. Alongside that glowing review, they offered a fair critique of Luka's on-court habits. "He's got to learn to play off the ball more," Barkley said. "One reason you saw this Dallas team get to the next level is because when Luka got hurt, other guys had to be more aggressive. That injury-driven shift in team dynamic led to a different kind of Mavericks basketball, one where teammates stepped up in Luka's absence, and the front office took note. During the 2024 offseason, the Mavs doubled down on their superstar duo by extending Kyrie Irving on a 3-year deal, solidifying their backcourt for the foreseeable future. But not everyone is sold. "I just don't see that thing working in Dallas. Barkley said bluntly on the Bill Simmons podcast, Kevin Garnett, known for his fire, intensity, and love for gritty basketball, is all in on Luka's game. Not only did KG name Luka his favorite in the 2024 MVP race, but he also laid out why. He's figured the league out, Garnett said. You can't speed him up. He plays with this maturity. You see that he's been playing against older men his whole life. He goes at the league's best defenders like it's nothing. It makes them look regular. When someone like KG says you figured the league out, that's not a compliment. It's a coronation. And speaking of royalty, Steve Nash, a two-time MVP and one of the most cerebral point guards in NBA history, sees something special in Luka, something familiar. It's fitting that the Mavs ended up with a combination of Dirk and a point guard to lead them forward, Nash reflected. Luka has Dirk's shot-making, his size, his poise, but he sees the floor like a pure point guard. That's rare. Coming from Nash, who not only wore the Mavericks jersey, but also shared the court, and a deep friendship with Dirk Nowitzki, that's high praise rooted in first-hand understanding of what greatness in Dallas looks like. When a player scores at all three levels, creates for others like a point guard, outmuscles bigger defenders, and blows past quicker ones, it's not just skill, it's alchemy. And Luka Dončić is one of the few who's cracked the code. From the moment he stepped into the league, Luka's game drew comparisons to Larry Bird. But as his game evolved, the conversation shifted. Some said he was Bird with a better handle. Others claimed he was a cocktail of legends, a bit of LeBron, a dash of Harden, a sprinkle of magic. But for Paul Pierce, it's even more personal. "He got a lot of me in him," Pierce said with a smile during a highlight reel breakdown. Watching Luka spin and finish at the rim against Portland, Pierce saw a mirror image, not in the stats, not in the accolades, but in the style. The slow but smooth can't stop him even if it looks like you should kind of game. "You're not supposed to be quick, but you always get your shot off," Pierce explained. "You're not supposed to get to the rim, but you do." Even when Luka airballed a short jumper, Pierce quipped, "A lot of him reminds me of my game, but I wouldn't have airballed that one." Still, the resemblance runs deep. Both Luka and Pierce possess a methodical, grounded rhythm. They don't explode, they glide, and yet no defender ever seems truly comfortable guarding them. As these comparisons continue to stack up, so does Luka's global appeal. He's not just another American-born superstar. He's a Slovenian icon, a European prodigy who grew up battling men in professional leagues before he was old enough to drive. His rise has redefined what it means to be NBA ready, and it's forced scouts to reevaluate how they assess international talent. Luka isn't just playing the NBA game. He's reshaping it. And if you needed more proof, consider this. The NBA GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, broke his near silence to talk about Luka. After Luka inked a deal with Jordan Brand, MJ released a rare statement. "Luka is a phenomenal player. At such a young age, he's demonstrating skills that take many guys years to develop. It'll be incredible to watch him continue to advance in the league."